you grow. You have this set out all over your yard, you set them out. You know, you don't put all your containers on the ground, you put them to a good height so that you could work with them comfortably. You could grow anything. Easiest thing to grow, lettuce and pak choy. They grow for themselves, right? You plant that. Lettuce and pak choy. 4 weeks, 3-4 weeks, you're getting lettuce, you're getting pak choy, they're growing. Around the home, you should hardly have any set of pests and diseases and all this kind of things. But that's not all you should eat, right? You can have some tomatoes, plant some tomatoes. You plant a row of tomatoes. 6 tomato plants will feed you and your family for a long time, and your neighbors. 2 melangine plants. 1 hot pepper plant. When it's fully mature, give you enough hot pepper to make plenty pepper sauce. A few pimento trees, you have that growing. You have cucumber running on a vine or against a wall or running up on a stick. And then I'm really encouraging people to plant beans, string beans. You know, salad beans. You plant that in your boxes, and that's it. You get those things going. So almost anything that you want to plant. You won't want to plant pumpkin because it will run all over the place and cover your whole yard and these kinds of things. But if it's cucumber, you could probably just trail it and, you know, this kind of thing. So you could really put in broccoli and cauliflower also into that system. It will grow well, right? Kale, we're introducing kale, Swiss chards. These are very nutritious crops for people to grow around their home. They have recently been introduced, but they're very nutritious for your family, you know. And we're also encouraging people to really not plant everything. Don't go to the garden shop and buy a whole set of everything. Buy some of every crop. You plant it, and next 2 weeks you go and you plant out some, and next 2 weeks you plant another set, and the next 2 weeks you plant another set. So you continuously have them in a growth cycle, so that when one matures and it's almost ready to die, the other one is coming up, you know, and for everything it's like that. If you plant the melangine, by the time you see the melangine flowering, you put in 2 more melangine plants so that when this one has died, the other one is ready. You know, for the beans, when you're tired picking beans and you see they're starting to get yellow, you put in more, and some new bean plants. And that's the way you go. So you have a continuous, and when you go around your garden, you can pick a little bit of everything for your family. And the other thing about picking, people don't know, you don't have to pick your whole lettuce one time or your whole pak choy one time, right? If you're going and you want to make a salad, you can pick some of the lettuce leaves. You won't kill the plant. Or some of the pak choy leaves and put it in a soup or do something with it if it's single people or just 2 people. You know, you cut the amount and it will keep growing. It will until you pick it all out. But I want to say that root crops grow very well around your home too. Some root crops you could actually put in your ground. But we're really encouraging homeowners to put them in a container. You could, with this same soil mix, you could put into a 4-gallon plastic container, or you know the feed bags, used feed bags, you fill them to about halfway with a mixture of, same mixture, soil and manure and probably sharp sand, and you put your sweet potato slips, a couple slips in there, or you plant your cassava. Right here on this farm here we have cassava that is harvested in 3 months. That's the ones we always want. Cassava is normally 7, 8, 9 months. The ones we have here have been producing in 3 months, right? A special variety. So you have that, right? And again, you stagger it. So when you plant one this month, you plant another one in another part of the garden next month, so that you always have a rotation of sweet potato, of cassava. When you plant the sweet potato and this cassava in these containers, while they're growing, because they'll take a little while to grow, you could plant seasonings in them. I would encourage that, because people love to plant seasonings, but you know, it's just so much seasonings you need, right? You can't eat seasoning. Seasoning is just to add to your food, right? So I encourage you to plant seasoning because it's good, makes food taste good, but don't overplant it, right? Just plant enough so you get enough celery and chive and fine leaf thyme and all that on a continuous basis, because most of the time they can continue growing. So you plant some seasoning. Then you have your home garden. So far we have vegetables in our home garden and seasonings, and we have some root crops, right? Cassava, sweet potato. You could grow other root crops, kush. You could put yam in a thing and stake it and it will grow. If you don't want to put it in the ground, I encourage everybody to put in a banana plant, right? And not for ripe banana, so that you have green fig. You have green fig. And you know, a long time, when you're ready for green fig, you go and you break a hand and you cook it and you leave the rest and you go back. And that green fig one green fig plant that you put up there, banana plant, you know, it will keep reproducing. So after a while, you have a whole patch of green bananas, yeah, to put in your soup and everything. So with that, you have a variety of vegetables and root crops, your staples covered around your home, going whole year. Breadfruit is what we call the most underutilized crop. You know, breadfruit is a staple. It has found its way as a major constituent of the Caribbean 6 food groups, eh? Not the international 6 food groups, the Caribbean 6 food groups, as a staple there. In other countries, it's used widely, other Caribbean countries. And we really need to go after breadfruit in a much larger way than we do at present, right? We need to have, I think if we need to have some plantations of breadfruit, we could go with that, so that we could really harvest breadfruit and extend its life into breadfruit chips, into breadfruit flour, into everything, right? Now, breadfruit has to be planted. You can't plant that. Homeowners can't plant breadfruit. You know, you really can't. So it's really the people in the peri-urban settings or in the rural settings who could really, we need to encourage to plant breadfruit trees and to support them to plant breadfruit trees. In some countries, people are paid to plant these trees and to maintain them until they come to maturity. It's something like that we need to consider, because it's in the national benefit, right? And we need to have a lot of breadfruit trees all over this country, both in plantations. Right here at University Field Stations, we planted 100 breadfruit trees last year. We're out in the field there right now. And if people plant those breadfruit trees, we have sufficient breadfruit to go around in a time of emergency. Because, you know, once they start to bear, you know, they continue bearing 3-4 years onwards, they continue bearing. We have enough breadfruit. And chances are, you know, the young people these days don't take on too much to breadfruit, but we could change that culture. It simply can't be when our the diaspora come down here and they want their breadfruit with their oil down, you know. It simply can't be. We have to change that to having our local, so we can make it into a variety of forms. And that research has been done by faculty, right? And we really need to plant more breadfruit, and we need to go on a drive where we have breadfruit interspersed. There's something called agroforestry, where you plant, you know, among the forest trees, you plant fruit trees and all this kind of thing. We have all our mountainsides. When you look on our mountainsides, you don't see any sort of breadfruit growing. We should be able to pick out breadfruit as easily as we pick out the pink and yellow pui around this time. We should be able to pick out our breadfruit trees. And even if people could just go there and harvest it, not to resell, but for their own selves, it is food for us, right? But we really need, breadfruit is a underutilized crop. We need to have a plan for the massive propagation and planting of breadfruit trees, because it's only in a couple of years from now we really benefit from it.